Hello everyone, my name is Troy. I am a custom harvester with Arrow Seed Company out of Broken Bow, Nebraska, and I'm the one holding the camera, so you'll have to bear with me on that. But we're standing in one of Arrow's fields here of BOWIE buffalo grass. We've got about 5.5 rounds cut on this field. It's a really nice looking field. There's about 21 or so acres in this field. So what does buffalo grass look like? Well, that's about as tall as it gets. This has not been cut. I would say this reaches about 8 inches or so. You can see by my hand there, 8-10 inches. So what does the seed look like? Is it this stuff here? Nope. What it is, it's a little burr. And we'll focus in on that if we can. And that's the actual seed right there. So that's what we're after. Getting that, I use a 1460 International combine. This combine's pretty old. It's 1983 model. But it's in pretty good working condition. And we use an 810 rigid header, 15 foot. By the way, buffalo grass is a perennial warm season grass that is stolonous. It's like strawberries. There's the stolons there, the above ground runners. So this head has been modified. It doesn't necessarily have a reel on it. It uses an old street sweeper brush, and it works really quite well. There's the cutter units there. Those are pretty sharp. Move back and forth inside the sickle. This is called the sickle. Moves back and forth inside the guards. This has been modified also. It's been lowered down 1/2 inch. You can see here everything's been moved down about 1/2 inch, and that's why we have to space the cutter unit wobble box out. But that's my office there for duration. We run about 1 mile an hour to 110, sometimes up to 1.5 miles an hour cutting this. It's pretty slow. Like it to be pretty warm when we cut and pretty dry. And let's see, today's September 1st. So we could have been in a little earlier on this field, but one of the modifications on the add tos, or on the machine, is a cross flow fan for International. But oil's been checked, it's been greased up, we're going to start up and run, so we'll catch you in just a little bit. Question that came to my mind was, you're probably wondering why we left it in the windrows and didn't spread it. That's because we're going to go ahead and pick this up again. We're going to run it through one more time, so we don't get everything out of there. There's a couple right there, seeds, and then some of it's a little greener. There's one there that's kind of green, and it will dry out here today, and we'll be able to pick this up and get hopefully about 99% of the seed. But this is what you would come to expect. You see the seed and raw, it's not treated like it would come to you probably that are going to plant it. I think that has a green tint to it. So the treated seed, this is golden yellow when it's mature. Very good looking field, and it's kind of fun harvesting in it. Some people say, how can you stand to go that slow? And I have XM radio in there in the combine, and I enjoy listening to the old westerns and whatnot. And when I'm done harvesting for the year, I don't listen to it again until next year. Anyway, let's get to running. We'll see what she looks like. Well, we got going. Take a look down there. Cutting right along. there's wore out when you go home. Look at how dirty it is in the cab here, though. I tried to get the ladies from secretaries from ROC to come down and clean out. I think that would be a good job for them when they're not taking your orders. It's only usually about 2 to 3 weeks out of the year if they come down, you know, twice a week, and it wouldn't take them that long. And Julie and Jennifer and Bert and Deb, they could really do a good job. But I don't know if they'll get them to do that or not. As far as herbicide, I think they use some pre-emergents like Prowl or Prowl H2O. Other herbicide I've heard mentioned is Paramount. Plateau can be used, I think, on establishment and also maintaining some of the harder to control weeds. As far as the rest of it, I really don't know. I just know those 3 or 4: Prowl and Paramount and Plateau. You never hear of a wimpy name for a weed killer, do you? They have Roundup and Bicep. You never hear like Retreat being used for a herbicide or Surrender. I always find that kind of interesting. Well, we'll sign off and catch you again when we're unloading. Well, here we are about 6 hours from the last time I talked to you. Our field is now cut. You can see clear over by those round bales. Had to cut clear over there. That finishes cutting this field, and we'll pick it up. I've already dumped once, so let's go ahead and watch the unloading process just a little bit. Really nothing to it, but a little bit of green stems in that seed, but most of it's pretty mature buffalo grass. So we're going to unload this and put the truck down, and we'll take it into town and weigh it. About 40 miles from its destination. Leaf blower is pretty essential. Cleans the combine off when I'm done, and also blows the seed out of the grain tank. Cleans the truck off. Okay, we'll get back with you later. Well, we're picking this back up again, running it over. It's been about 4 days since we made the cut on it, and I'm just going to show you there's some turkey buzzards out here. I must have run something through that killed them. So this place is loaded with, down in this area around Eddyville, Nebraska, this place is loaded with turkey buzzards. Fact is, they've got a road they call Buzzard Roost Road or Buzzard Gulch Road or something. Buzzard Roost, I think. This one's going to take off here. I think. There it goes. Big bird. But anyway, we're picking this back up. Using this pickup bed. We had a little wet weather come through, nothing too serious as far as rain, but just misty type damp. Slow down on these clumps. And we're running about 3 times faster, not quite 3 times faster than we were cutting it. I like picking it back up again because it doesn't require as much concentration. That suits me just fine. If you have to concentrate 10 times as hard trying to cut, then picking it back up is kind of relief, and it goes a lot quicker. I didn't start this field until 2 o'clock. This is Labor Day, and it's now about 5:15, and I think we'll be done by 5:30, so 3.5 hours, and it took 10 hours to cut it. And some of you might wonder why we're doing this again, running it back through, and that's because of the seed that the combine missed the first time, because it's so thick out here, this grass, and we just can't get it all. And plus you have some immature or it's not quite fully mature seed, or I want to say it's not dried down, and that gives it a good chance to dry down. And I'm going to say we probably go between 20 and 30% is what we miss. It's what we get when we run it back through again. So anyway, that's buffalo grass harvesting. We do clean the combine out in between varieties. Even it takes about 6 to 8 hours to tear one down and clean it out. As far as the places that we can get to pretty easy, we jerk the sieves out and drop the concaves down and vacuum everything out, blow it out and vacuum it out. This will be baled up. They'll rake these windrows together and run them through a round baler, and they'll utilize it for feed cattle. I'm going north now, and the wind's blowing out of the south, so it can't quite run as fast on this. It wants to lift the windrows up and pick them up in front of me. But it's good and dry.